Yo.
What up?
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the 6th issue of Why Am I Nerd presents Yo, What Up Comics, where each and every week we get together to talk all things comics. From old to new, fan theories to what ifs, we've got you covered. I'm Cameron James, and with me, as always, the golden voice. I don't know how golden voice you're going to be today.
I'm golden as hell.
Matt Ferreira.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Where'd you get that t-shirt
I don't know, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from the beach.
Yeah, cool.
Where I've had a solid amount of alcohol. It's not extensive, not over the limit, but it's just at that point where I'm feeling giggity good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're probably going to knock the mic down like 30 times today.
You know what? I haven't yet. We can do
it's been
counter.
like 5 seconds.
We can do a counter by the end of the episode. I guarantee you, I'll bet you one graphic novel I don't knock it over a single time.
Deal.
Sold. Shake on it.
Deal.
You're going to owe me a graphic novel. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I don't even know. I'm going to pick something fucking phenomenal.
You're going to pick something expensive?
It's going to be thick as fuck.
So, so I wrote you a poem, which you've heard about.
Yeah, I did hear about this. I wrote the poem. I'm going to eat this slice of pizza.
Yeah, so this took me like 2 nights to write. I was in the shower a couple times writing it, rewording it. So I think.
So you were thinking about me soaking wet and naked?
No, I was actually thinking about Batman. So here we go.
Somehow that's less creepy.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Spider-Man, how about those dance moves? I hope you know the world still doesn't approve. Spider-Man, always messing around. If you were more of a man, Uncle Ben wouldn't be 6 feet in the ground.
Wow.
So Spider-Man, you'll never be as good as Batman. Just think of Gwen Stacy's neck and how her body went limp in your hands.
Wow. That's how you're going to do it? That's like, okay, we're doing the fucking jazz fucking claps. Listen, bro, if Batman was more of a hero, both his parents would be alive. Aunt May's still alive, isn't she?
So I'm not done yet. I've also managed to pull up an article here, and I thought this was a very, very fitting. 15 of the most what the fuck things Spider-Man has ever done.
15?
Allow me to explain. So, Spider-Man, the number 15th thing on the list, emo dancing. Number 14, starred in a musical, which was horrible. Number 13.
Wait.
I'm not done yet. Is
number 14 the one by Bono?
Let me finish my story here. Number 13, fought Morgan Freeman.
When did he fight Morgan Freeman?
Number 12.
I declare.
Drove the Spider-Mobile.
Spider-Mobile was awesome.
Number 11.
And it was a buggy.
Number 11. He punched his pregnant wife. Number 10.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Teamed up with Batman and Superman to kill a WWF wrestler in India. Number 9.
Get the fuck out of here.
Number 9. He inspired the Power Rangers.
Wait, did he really? Did he? Because, hold on.
I'm only on
Why am
number 9.
I a nerd? Everybody, look at this. I've got the Power Ranger shirt on.
Please don't.
I could not make this up. Wait, don't you whisper.
Sorry.
Don't you whisper. Everybody look. Zach Taylor, Angel Grove, you're motherfucking welcome. Continue. I'm going to eat this pizza while we go.
Number 8. He thought about Uncle Ben during sex.
I mean, who doesn't? You don't like rice?
What?
Uncle Ben's rice? You never been hungry during sex?
Number 7.
Who isn't hungry during sex?
Number 7. He killed Mary Jane with his sperm.
Yeah, that's true. That did happen.
These are all true.
That did happen.
I've
killed someone with my sperm, too.
These are all true. Number 6.
Fervent
compiled a rock opera about depression. Number 5. Advised teenagers everywhere to masturbate more.
Why wouldn't they?
Number 4. He killed Gwen Stacy.
He didn't kill Gwen.
Bullshit.
No. Bullshit. The Green Goblin killed Gwen Stacy. Spider-Man did everything in his power to save Gwen Stacy, and she died as a result of the Green Goblin's actions and physics. None of that was Spider-Man's fault. He did everything he could.
Not according to this article.
Bullshit. Fuck that article.
Number 3. Became a Turkish drug lord, murdered people with guinea pigs, and had sex in front of dolls.
How is that only number 3 if that's true?
Number 2. Unmasked himself, got Aunt May shot.
True, that was fucked up. That was fun. I hated that storyline. I really did.
And number one, the most fucked up thing Spider-Man has done, made a deal with the devil to wipe his marriage and unborn child from existence. So
yeah, so he could save Aunt May. So he could save Aunt May. You know who didn't do that? Batman didn't do anything to save his way. He's out there, Mommy, Daddy, I was a boy, and now I am a bat. That's exactly what
he didn't do anything as fucked up as any of that shit. He didn't tell teenagers.
A slice of delicious buffalo chicken pizza from wherever this came from.
Manja.
Manja?
We always get manja.
Oh, sure. That is fair. Yeah. We do always get manja. It's good as hell.
I know. It's banging. Hey, did you see that we found the origin story of the Batman dinosaur?
I did, and I'm very anxious to hear it.
Allow me to pull up what exactly.
I'll allow you to reintroduce yourself. Your name is Cam. Oh, H to the O-V. That it would have been C-D-A-M. I actually fucked that up.
So this article comes from Screen Rant, and it says, the very weird reason Batman has a dinosaur in his cave. The Bat Cave has no shortage of tokens and trophies from Batman's long history of crime fighting, because he's a fucking G. But why is one of his souvenirs a life-size animatronic replica of a Tyrannosaurus Rex? To borrow a phrase from Jack Nicholson's Joker, where does he get those wonderful toys?
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
To find the answer, fans will have to go all the way back to 1946 to revisit the absurdity found in in the pages of Batman number 35. So, we could continue to find out why he actually got it, or we can just say, everybody, go listen to...
No. I want to hear the reason. Why did he have it? Because I feel like it's something stupid.
Let's see. Where did he... Batman and Robin... Okay, Batman and Robin trying to last 36 hours on an island filled with animatronic dinosaurs. When a villain takes control of the robots, the pair must fight for survival. The villain rides a T-Rex into the final battle, but it's disabled when Robin pours water on the controls from above, wearing a wingsuit made out of whatever that word is. I can't even say.
I have no idea what that word is.
I don't know what that word is either.
This is your favorite superhero?
He is, but he's not a superhero. He's a hero.
This is your favorite.
And
thing.
the dinosaur just became a staple ever since.
Literally, so this guy went to Chuck E. Cheese, but for dinosaurs.
I mean, at least
that's what you're telling me. He went to dinosaur Chuck E. Cheese.
Did Batman tell teenagers that they should masturbate more? No.
Should teenagers not masturbate
I mean,
more?
According to Spider-Man, he advertised it, which is pretty fucked up.
You know,
he's not their dad. He ain't their parents.
Righty, lefty, shoot that web, thwip, you good to go.
It's more like pew pew.
It's thwip.
It's not thwip.
I don't know if you've ever read a comic book, but
I have read multiple. We talk about these
thwip.
every day. It's what we're here.
We discuss this.
Yeah.
It's thwip.
You know what? Once again, this is Why Am I Nerd presents Yo, What Up Comics, where you can follow us on Instagram at Why Am I Nerd Official, Facebook.com/Why Am I Nerd, and listen to new issues every Tuesday on your favorite podcast service, or catch new issues on YouTube every Sunday night at 6 p.m. at youtube.com/weird letters and stuff.
Because we are not verified. For the love of God, like us, follow us, get your shit together, and just do what you need to do so we can have an actual URL after YouTube. But before we get into the topics of the day, let me tell you what you can find on the shelves this week, starting June 29th.
That's actually a lie. It's not June 29th.
Yeah, it's not June 29th at all. That is
it's actually, what is that
typo.
Date? It is a typo.
It's going to be July 6th.
It's a typo. It's actually July 8th.
July 8th. Pardon me. It's going to be July 8th at your local comic shop from the Big Six. Now, I'm going to go into my very scary, almost super villainous voice. From Image, we've got Oblivion song number 25, Adventureman number 2, Bitter Root number 9, Excellence number 8, Sonata number 11, and Getting It Together, something I need to do myself, number 1. From Dynamite, Red Sonja and Vampirella meet Betty and Veronica, number 11. Red Sonja, Age of Chaos, number 5. DEJAH THORIS, number 6. And Sacred 6, number 1. We also have Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, The Death of Nancy Drew. From IDW, we've got Star Wars Adventures, number 32. Sonic the Hedgehog Annual 2020 number 1. Transformers Galaxies number 7. Dungeons and Dragons Infernal Tides number 4. Sleeping Beauties number 2. From DC, we've got Batman, he's kind of a little bitch, number 94.
Fuck you.
Detective Comics, the premiere of Batman the Little Bitch, number 1023. It's almost like a heil you're doing there. I would recommend against it. We've got The Flash, number 757. We've got Wonder Woman, number 758. Justice League, 48. Superman, 23. Harley Quinn 74. If you haven't watched the show, the Harley Quinn show on the DC Universe app is phenomenal. We've also got Justice League Odyssey 22, The Batman's Grave, shocker that he's dead. the Batman's Grave number 8.
Fuck you, bro.
Oh, that's a fucking clip right there. Lois Lane number 12. The Green Lantern Season 2, number 5. Hawkman 25. Batman on the Outside, number 14. Deceased, Dead Planet, number 1. Batman, The Adventures Continue, number 2. Joker Harley, Criminal Sanity, Secret Files, number 1. What the fuck is with these long-ass comic book titles?
That's a black label. It's awesome.
First of all,
it's awesome.
It's an African-American label.
Take it up with them.
I'm only fucking with you. You know I love you.
I know.
DC
Trust
Classics, The Batman Adventures number 2. From Marvel, we have X-Force number 10, Strange Academy number 2, Ghost Rider 7, Doctor Strange 5, Empire Fantastic Four 0. We have Marvel's X number 4, X-Men God Loves, Man Kills, Extended Cut number 1.
I don't know.
We also have Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda 1. And from Dark Horse, we have Stranger Things Into the Fire number 4.
So I gotta say, out of all these, you didn't read Deceased yet? It's fucking awesome.
I have not.
Everybody needs to read that from DC.
I definitely need to check that out.
It is.
That's a cool idea. Honestly, just the concept of it, where it's not quite going the same direction that the Black Lanterns did, where it's like, okay, all these guys are dead. Everyone who died is back to life as a zombie. It's more of it's almost like Marvel Zombies, but it has a much more real take. Damian Wayne as Batman is a much more interesting take, and it's something that actually, I said it earlier, Harley Quinn, the TV show, kind of harped on in season 2. Mm-hmm. So something kind of cool that I'm intrigued to see, need to read more of. I'll challenge you on that. That's something we need to read coming up in the future.
Deceased?
Yeah.
I binged it in 2 days.
Wow.
I ripped through it. It's awesome.
Clearly.
It's really, really fucking good. And also, I mean, anything that comes out of DC's Black Label right now, I think is really fucking good as well.
DC has been doing a very good job of comic books recently. I actually do have to agree with you on that.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for a lot of this stuff. I mean, I don't see anything from Spider-Man. I guess Marvel realized that they'll just lose too much money at this time that they can't really produce anything.
He's what's called a cash cow. I don't know if you know what it's like to make money off of a superhero, but that's what it is.
I mean, I haven't sold any of my Batman stuff upstairs. I probably have a lot of it, so I won't let you know. I'll let you know one day if I ever decide to sell it.
So no one was trying to buy it?
What?
Nobody was trying to buy it?
I'm not selling it.
Because nobody was trying to buy it.
We're going to move on to our Who Asked for This segment of the day, and that is none other than the time Superman almost starred in a porno movie. Have you heard about this? Because I didn't. I had no idea until I found this one.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a lot more of an up top and an up front competitor. Well, let's put it that way. If it was a Power Girl movie, I'd be intrigued.
What?
If anyone's not familiar with Power Girl, I implore you to open up an incognito window and take a look. And just Google Power Girl.
Or just get a VPN.
I mean, that's a lot of complicated moves. You can open an incognito.
So we're gonna go ahead and give the brief spark notes in this about the time that Superman almost starred in a porno movie. Throughout his history, Superman has had some pretty bizarre stories written about him. However, the strangest story starring the Man of Steel might be the one where he and the character Big Barda almost make a porno together after being mind controlled. Action Comics number 592 featured Big Barda being in control of a former new god named Sleaze. That's ironic. After he kidnaps Barda and Superman arrives, Sleaze tries to get them to film a sex tape together. Darkseid reveals to Mr. Miracle that his wife is mind-controlled, and eventually he helps free them. The whole story aged pretty poorly when looking at it from the modern point of view, especially when it comes to how often Barda is sexually objectified throughout. Plus, it's a Superman story. What the fuck?
I think the best part of that whole thing is that Barda uses an apocalyptic weapon, and that's spelled apocalyptic from the way DC does it, known as the Mega Rod, which could not be more pornographic if they tried. Like, there's literally not a more triple X name than the Mega Rod.
I didn't know. I thought Barda was a lesbian.
Clearly not.
Because she is in ways. Spoiler, if you haven't seen Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, she is. She's married to...
Oh, she is?
What's
I forgot about that, actually.
What the heck's his name?
I forget the character's name, but you're 100% right.
She
actually is.
She's dating... She's dating his... His daughter.
Go ahead and look it up. Yeah, no, I know exactly. Darkseid's daughter.
No, it's not Darkseid's daughter.
It's not Darkseid's daughter?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I watched that movie.
I'm actually right now binging through all 15, which I told you yesterday, of the DC animated universe, but you could skip Flashpoint probably. I mean, yeah, it gets referenced,
Flashpoint,
but
it depends on how you do it.
You don't
need
really have to watch
that Flashpoint's going to fuck things up, but it does tie into the last movie.
Vandal Savage.
Oh, that's right, because she gets shot at the end.
Who?
Savage's... Oh, spoilers! Savage's daughter.
That's a really good movie, actually. I like that one a lot.
No, I liked it a lot. The Suicide Squad one?
Yeah.
It's very good. Well, that's where it ties into,
briefly.
if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Yeah, it's like at the end, he like kind of shows up. We're not going to tell who. Someone shows up. No
minor spoilers, but it does tie in overall to the rest of the movies, especially Flashpoint. So take a look online. Make sure you watch them in order. I don't know if...
We can post it.
Pardon me. Yeah, we're going to post it online of the order you need to watch those films in to really... Pardon me.
You ain't going to throw up on me today, are you?
I am not going to throw up on it. I'm going to eat the rest of this buffalo chicken pizza.
Fair enough. But before we get into our topic today, I just want to go over our quick weekly one-shots, which is Batman Earth 1 Volume 3 has been finished. Invincible by Robert Kirkman is getting a TV show.
That's actually pretty cool. Invincible is a very unique storyline.
I agree.
Robert, you did read it.
Yeah, I read the first compendium.
Yeah, so you're basically up to date. It got spoiled for me in a comic book store. I wanted to read it, and someone told me everything that was going to happen before I could buy the first issue. But as a comic book show, I can see this very much working. There's enough things going on that it's interesting enough.
And it will be animated.
Oh, it's animated?
It is an animated.
That's actually even better. That's 100% better. If I'm going to be 100%.
I think it got picked up by Amazon.
Yeah, well, they've got all the money in the world.
Yeah, it's by Amazon.
Yeah.
It'll be an Amazon show. So
totally makes sense.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, the spoiler that I'm assuming you found out about, which we're not going to spoil, that actually doesn't happen right away in the first compendium. It's probably like midway through.
It's probably the second compendium.
No, it's in the first one.
It is the first one?
It's in the first one, but it happens later on, which is cool. Batman Earth 1 Volume 3 I think is awesome because I really like the first two. They're definitely good reads. I recommend everyone kind of checking them out.
You're recommending a Batman read?
Yes.
I'm shocked by this.
I know, are you? Okay,
Crazy.
cool. Anyway, and The Boys, this is a little weird to me. The Boys is getting a novelization book. I think that's dumb.
It's unnecessary.
It's dumb.
Wildly unnecessary. I think you lose a lot of what made it great if you don't have it in comic book graphic novel form.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're almost trying to just like monopolize, I think that's the right word, cash cow, whatever you want to say, on the fact that the TV show is so big. The TV show did
so well, so phenomenal, and really it grips you from the first. If nobody online has watched The Boys on Amazon, highly recommend it. You'll be gripped within the first 2 minutes. Something very shocking happens, and you end up kind of sticking with the show, just kind of be like, where does it go from here?
But if you have read the books and you decide and you haven't seen the show, which would be kind of weird. So it's more like if you've seen the show and go to read the books, it ain't the same. It's not even close.
No.
There's nothing.
No, it is not.
similar to that. I mean, they do a lot of twists and turns in that, which is really, really, strange. That's why, like, I mean, maybe The Boys getting a book is kind of, maybe they're trying to do like what, I don't know, like the Game of Thrones thing, but you can't throw that whole story into one book. It would just be too convoluted. So that'll be interesting to see. But I agree with you on the Invincible Robert Kirkman show. I mean, they have to make it. It has to be a mature audience show. Like, there's no way they can put that out.
They can't do it as
PG or like a PG-13.
But speaking of not being able to be PG or PG-13, two of the more famous movie franchises of all time have found a new home with Marvel. So per IGN on, today, Friday, July 3rd, the Alien and Predator franchises have been a mainstay in the comic book industry for decades, and now they've both found a new home. IGN can exclusively reveal that Marvel Comics has acquired the rights to both Alien and Predator, paving the way for a new line of comics set in the cinematic sci-fi universe. The only thing I can really say to this is fuck yes. It's been so long. It's the franchises have both gone stale. Alien is the same movie every single time. Predator is the same movie every single time. So whether or not they're mixing in, superhumans in with it, or whether or not they decide to go, I almost hit it that time, I know you looked. Or whether or not they decide to say, like, okay, we're just gonna, like, flip this whole thing on its heels and try something entirely new, where maybe the aliens invade Earth. The xenomorphs have finally fucking invaded Earth, and they're in New York, and they're doing all kinds of xenomorph shit. Like, they have a very unique opportunity to do something very cool and new with one of the most famous franchises of all time. So I love this. I could not be more excited.
I mean, I'm going to challenge you on that a little bit.
How dare you?
Only because I did think the Prometheus movie was pretty good. The Aliens one. That kind of strayed away from,
it's similar. People, at some point in every one of these movies, people are like, hey, what is that? Is that eggs? What's in that egg? And something jumps out and hugs her. We're like, oh my God, my face. Oh, it's putting an egg inside my stomach. And then it bursts out, and then everyone's like, oh, fuck. Aliens. Like, that's what happens in every single Alien. That's literally every Aliens movie. Like, somebody had to write a script that was somehow different from every other Alien script, but at the same time was the exact same movie.
I mean, it's like every Spider-Man,
how dare
book. He just gets his ass beat like a little bitch and cries.
He does not get his ass beat. First of all,
I mean,
if anyone hasn't watched Hero Cinema yet, Spider-Man is a better superhero than Batman.
That's not decided yet. Anyway, but I will say
it will. I'm sorry. To be a superhero, do you need superpowers?
No.
Or are you just a hero?
You're a hero.
Are you just a hero? Mm-hmm. Are you a superhero?
No.
Or are you just a dude?
Hero.
Are you just, I'm sad and I wear a black cape and I fight people at night because I am the Bat.
Gwen Stacy's neck. Just shush, eat pizza.
You tried to save her.
But
this pizza's delicious and I will eat this pizza.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Monza Pizza.
I have an interesting theory on this as well. Not theory, but I guess do you think that, being that everyone knows that, Aliens movie, they're violent, they're rated R. Predator, violent, rated R. I can't wait till I see Peter Parker's head on one of, the Predator's sticks. But do you think Marvel would ever be willing to do something like DC does with the Black Label, where they kind of do something a little more mature with this? Or do you think they're going to stick with... They had
the, I think it was called the Max label, especially with Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher has
where Punisher was just ridiculously violent.
Mm-hmm. You think they'll bring it back?
I could see them doing it for something like this. I would actually be very curious to watch it. That'd be very cool. A whole slew of superheroes versus xenomorphs, the most terrifying, weapons in the galaxy, because it's honestly what they are, is weapons. And even Predator, it would be like just fucking dope to see. You know what I mean? Someone like Spider-Man wouldn't have an issue because his spider sense would allow him to know.
He got hit in the head with a fucking banana.
Yeah, because it wasn't a threat. No one gets hurt by a banana.
He got hit with a banana.
No one gets hurt by a banana.
He said ow.
He was like, ow. Like, what the fuck?
No,
like,
he said ow.
He wasn't like,
he said
ow.
Like, watch Far From Home. He said ow.
Oh, I'm so hurt. I'm sorry. Remember that time that Batman had a fucking beam on fire jumped up? He was like, oh, I can't pick it up, even though I do push-ups all day. And I was like, what's the point of all them push-ups if you can't pick up a stick, Master Bruce? He was like, I'm not strong enough, but I will try. That's 100% what happened. It's called
Remember
Batman
when
Begins. It's called Batman Begins.
Remember when Spider-Man got off to Uncle Ben? Yeah, that's what I thought.
What? What the fuck are you
I've
talking
read it
about?
before. I read it earlier.
Where'd you read that? Where'd you read that?
He thought about Uncle Ben during sex. Okay, that means guess what? When you go, guess what?
First of all, who makes laser noises during sex? Because that's what you just said.
Apparently, fucking Spider-Man.
I highly doubt those were the sound effects.
They'll never know.
Second of all,
You'll never know.
Second of all, how you know it was his Uncle Ben and not
it wasn't the rice.
60-second rice?
It wasn't the fucking rice.
It could have been the 60-second rice.
So
he could have been like, "Damn, I'm hungry. After I shoot this load, I'm gonna shoot a load in the microwave and heat it up for a minute and 28 seconds."
So what do you think? Because I know that obviously the Alien books and the Predator books used to be owned by Dark Horse.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you think they're gonna immediately go into Predator versus Marvel, Alien versus Marvel, or do you think they're gonna give them their own kind of standalone, books? Let people.
A lot of characters have had this in the past. Where actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think Batman actually fought Alien and Superman actually fought Alien. Marvel characters, I don't think have had the opportunity to go up against. I could be wrong. If anyone knows about this for a fact, feel free to correct me in the comments. Let me know. I will address it next week. I would be interested to see it. I think a lot of the mainstream Marvel heroes have a pretty unique power set. That would be cool to see someone like Wolverine against the Predator. Where he's where Predator's invisible. Wolverine can sniff him out. He's got his claws. Predator's got his claws and his fucking laser cannon, whatever the fuck that thing is. I actually think I would love to see that. I would love to see a show or book or even just any kind of incarnation of mainstream Marvel characters versus the Predator and aliens. I think that would be very cool.
Yeah, I think the best way for them to do that, my opinion, what I would like to see is definitely probably Wolverine versus either the aliens or either Predator. Or I think now I would like to see this, but it might be too Predator one-y, is if like Predator fought
Schwarzenegger was in it?
No, if Predator fought the Punisher. Kind of like it could be the same thing. It depends how they do
working, it. Actually, I could very much see that.
Because in Punisher Born, it's the Vietnam book. Remember when?
It's a great.
Imagine if they just dropped Predator in that book. It's Predator 1.
It would make sense. Yeah,
it's Predator 1 though.
Predator 1.
But yeah, Punisher Born is awesome, and it's definitely the thing about that book that threw me off. And I'm not going to go to spoilers. Is like trying to read the dialogue between him and whoever the hell he's talking about.
Which it could be the devil, it could be his internal conscience. Like a lot of things. Is that Welcome Back, Frank? Is the technical name of that book?
No, Welcome Back, Frank is the one that the Thomas Wayne movies, Thomas Jane
movies. No, you're chill off that just for a second. Thomas Wayne. But no, it's no, you're 100% right.
So, but yeah, everyone should definitely check out the Punisher Born book, and not spoiler, the ending you won't see coming. I'll say that.
Yeah, no,
you will not. You can't guess the ending of that book.
See that coming.
So, but Matt, what's our next topic of the day? Since you forgot to tell everybody that we're on the topic of the day section.
Well,
we're on the topic of the days.
Well, we've also got to address the fact that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have returned. They're finally back. And this is going to be a reboot from Nickelodeon through Seth Rogen, of all people's, awesome. Production company.
I think it's a great move.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love the TMNT? Like, the Ninja Turtles, when done right, are phenomenal. When done poorly, it's very forgettable. But it's something that everyone grew up with, everybody loves. They've got such a unique character history where they're kind of almost borderline satires of Daredevil and the X-Men. You can't help but love the Ninja Turtles. And I will challenge you right now, who is the best Ninja Turtle? Ant, the Italian, you're on the clock too. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Michelangelo.
Okay. What do you got, Ant?
Man, that's a hard one. It's tough.
There's only one wrong answer.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Donatello?
Donatello is the wrong answer.
Yeah, that's see, we agree on that one.
Because if you're a group of ninjas are by definition a stealth organization. You're the smart one, and you built a van shaped like a turtle to fight the Foot Clan. As though Shredder's not going to be up there like, that's literally them. crank right there. Blow that thing up. Like, that's the Turtles. Like, you know exactly who they are. They're shooting fucking pizza crust out at you. Like, sell fucking pizza.
I had that toy.
Everyone had that toy. Of course you had that. I had the toy,
You
too.
had that fucking toy.
Kidding me?
That was
I had the
probably
goddamn
Kenner. That was probably
Technodrome, too.
Kenner.
That's still sitting
That
in my
was probably
parents'
Kenner.
garage. Why would you have the Technodrome? Because, like, it's a fucking Technodrome.
Yeah,
but
I think it's a good idea. But I'm going to challenge you again. You said when it's done right. I don't think it's really done right. You could say the new comics are pretty good. I'll give them. They gave them a little darker of an edge, and I think it's really cool. It's definitely a good read. But I don't really think they've really been done right since the 90s.
I agree with that.
I mean,
no, wait. There's a movie. Fuck, I think it was 2010, 2011. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ant. Maybe you can look this up for us if you don't mind.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from 2010.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think Patrick Stewart was featured in it, where Raphael fights Leonardo. They have an all-out brawl, and Raphael, because he is the greatest of the Ninja Turtles, he's the badass, wins the fight.
He is the badass. I'll give you that.
Yeah, he wins the fight.
He's like Damian Wayne. He's a fucking
Wolverine.
pain in the ass.
He's a goddamn savage. Like, he just knows what he's doing. He's like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how we're gonna win.
But he's not the leader.
Wait, what?
He's not the leader.
I never said he was.
I thought you said he came up with a game plan of what he was going to do. I misunderstood you.
Oh, maybe
Sorry,
I did.
Go ahead. No, you probably didn't.
I'm intoxicated.
I know.
Anyway, the point is, Raphael's the best Ninja Turtle. Did a very good job displaying him, and I believe it was the 2010 movie. Correct me if I'm wrong, with Patrick Stewart, where it was CGI, all computer generated images. And Raphael beat Leonardo in a fight and went on to become a badass. I saw you look at the microphone. I did not drop it.
It's not that you're not talking about this. You're not talking about those really bad TNMT movies.
TMNT.
Yeah,
it might be
2007.
2007 might
Wait,
be right.
the one that's all CGI, where they're like 20 feet tall.
They're not 20 feet tall. They're not goddamn Gundams.
Yeah, they are.
They're not.
They're not that tall, but when they're huge, they like stand over April O'Neil. They're like twice their size. Those movies were terrible.
April O'Neil is a certifiable midget.
Those movies were
Is
awful.
it the one featuring Patrick Stewart? Can you confirm? Yes, that's what
Those
I'm talking
movies
about.
are. You've definitely had too much to drink if you think that movie's good. The movie sucks.
I would have said that sober,
Bullshit.
dead sober.
I do not want that to come up with.
Did you
That's
watch it?
awful.
Did you watch it?
That is awful. Yes, I've
No,
seen the
it's
movie.
not awful. Is that in Hero Cinema?
Wait, is that not? Maybe that's not the one I'm talking. What's the one with? What's the newer one?
Oh, with Megan Fox?
Yeah, that's not that one.
That movie.
That,
No, it's
that
not
movie.
that movie,
Okay, we're on the same page here. Okay, I haven't seen that
No,
one.
that one came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That one is awful.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely dog shit.
I mean, you could even say.
Megan Fox was not.
Yeah, but you can even say, like, even with the video games, like those arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games were fucking fantastic.
Actually,
awesome.
You
Those
bringing
four-player
that up
beat 'em
reminds
ups.
me. Everybody, if you're liking and subscribing to us, check out Alpha Beta Gold, our video game podcast. Phenomenal.
Crap.
You will not be sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
That is 100%.
I wasn't crapping Alpha Beta Gold. I wasn't crapping APG. I swear, I was crapping that.
I mean, you might have been, but either way, I had your back.
No, thanks. No, Ant showed that the perfect timing during the middle of your speech. But no, those games,
I think what was that called? Into the Shadows? Is that what it was? The title?
That was the second one, I think.
The second was Into the Shadows.
I think so.
Yeah.
But the 4-player beat 'em ups were awesome. So
Yeah. The 4-player beat 'em ups were amazing.
I think that was Seth Rogen doing this. I mean, he does some good stuff. He's funny at least. So
yeah.
it definitely
At
knows to be
least,
a
like,
nice,
get some
a good
jokes in
comic
there.
relief to this. But I think the biggest thing is just a matter of like, are they going to go like PG with this? Or are they going to go like, TV-13 or whatever? It is a Nickelodeon show. So, and Seth Rogen isn't really known for putting in,
Yeah, he's not putting in like R-rated content.
Is he? I don't know.
He's not, but this would be a good opportunity for him to really like stretch his legs, into that. It could be very interesting. I hope he does it right. I have no reason to believe he wouldn't do it justice. I
agree.
feel like he's on the same level as us, and he's a nerd. He appreciates congruity, for lack of a better word, of what this entire series is. So I feel like he'll do it justice, but we have yet to see. So.
I do believe though, I will say, and if you can look this up for me, Preacher, I think he was involved in Preacher.
Was he? Seth
I think
Rogen?
so. Yeah, I think he was involved with Preacher
Really?
on FX. And if I don't want to, speak down upon him by any means, but I did not care for that show at all. It did not follow the comics very well. It kind of did its own thing. We've talked about this before on shows where you have the material, you have the dialogue, you have the storytelling. Quite frankly, probably not a lot of people read Preacher. Let's be honest. So why change
some
it?
fucked up things that shouldn't be possible happen in Preacher.
It's a good read, though. It's awesome.
Oh,
it's
no.
Awesome
It's Garth Ennis, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Was I right on that, Dan?
Yes, you're right. He's a executive producer and director.
Yeah.
Wow, he's a director.
Yeah, I didn't think he did it very well.
Yeah.
That was a disappointing show. I think I watched the first. They don't get to anything in the book until maybe the end of the first. What do they call it? Season. And then it just goes off the deep end from there.
You know what's funny is speaking of shows that are bad and good, Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Red. We've got a little bit of news here. And as my iPad loads, I will continue to look at you gazingly.
No, that's all right. No, this is an interesting topic, and this actually leads into another topic once you get this article up from comicbook.com.
It's so according to comicbook.com/DC, it's hard to deny that Harley Quinn has made a pretty profound effect on the DC universe, starring in the beloved animated series, which
Awesome.
I've been getting deeper into. It's so well written. I can't decide who my favorite character is. It could be
Clayface.
King Shark. It could be Clayface. It could be Harley.
I was in your song.
But also King Shark's out there just saying random things, just at the right time.
Did you get to the part where he meets his dad yet?
King Shark?
Okay.
No,
that's
I
it.
did not.
That's all I'm saying.
That's coming up. So, beloved animated series, multiple big screen blockbusters, and countless comic appearances. Even as her main ongoing series is marching towards its end, for now, it sounds like a slew of epic Harley stories are on the way. On Friday, DC Comics announced Harley Quinn, Black and White and Red, the publisher's newest digital-first series. The anthology series will span 14 chapters, which will tell standalone stories reminiscent of Batman Black and White. As the name suggests, each chapter will primarily be depicted in black and white, with red used strategically in each story.
So it's like Sin City.
Basically.
The thing that interests me the most about this was digital versus physical comics. I'm a physical guy.
Well, yeah, you bought Batman's stick.
I like physical comics, and I read an article somewhere where someone said variant covers are killing the comic book industry. Fuck you, whoever said that.
No. I think variant covers are the best thing possible.
I think it's awesome
for the comic book industry because you want that alternate.
Yeah, I literally have the Grim Knight, Batman. I bought 5 variant covers of that just to have it because they all looked cool. With the book we're about to talk about later, which one is? I always mess the name of this one up, but the other one is Joker Killer Smile. I bought the second issue. I bought 2, the regular cover and then the variant.
I'm very excited to talk about that.
Yeah, it's an awesome book. I guess my question for this is, because comic book prices are going up.
They are, which sucks because you can read them for free online. It's same with manga. If we ever end up doing some kind of anime/manga episodes, I'll be more than happy to jump on that. But it's rough sometimes because you can't get all this stuff online for free. Yeah. And it's coming down to collectors and people who want to support the industry. I'm not saying that it's a very serious dichotomy in that way, but it does play a role. Where if you just want to read something online, you don't need to buy the book, obviously. There's someone who's going to share it, someone's going to scan it, that you can read it. But it does say something for the price of books overall. If you're a collector, that's a very serious issue. That's something that I don't know if they can fix, really, honestly.
Do you think digital comics are going to take over?
Yes.
Really?
I do.
So you think comic shops are in trouble?
I think they've been in danger for a while, which sucks. That breaks my heart on some point because there's nothing better than going in on New Comic Book Day and just getting your favorite books. Yeah. Just getting your favorite books and maybe 1 or 2 other items, maybe you're in there and you're kind of glancing around, you're looking at some shit and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. that's the fucking Megazord that I wanted when I was a kid. And it's on sale for $75. And now you're an adult, you can afford that on your own. There's certain things that you can only get in a comic book store that you wouldn't know about if you didn't see right there. So I think that's kind of critical to the industry, to just the lifestyle, as it were, because that's essentially what comic books is. It's a lifestyle. Yeah,
I mean, I think for me, the thing that I think that they need to work on with it when it goes to comic book shops is, like, obviously I'm a 1/6 scale collector. I'm a regular figure collector, the regular 6-inch guys.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
That's sarcasm.
Just watch any other video we've done live.
Literally any other video where you see Cameron in his bat cave.
And an ABG. That's all I filmed that in. But
this is all it is Batman shrines and
yes.
Tissue,
but no, like
paper,
I buy all those online. I didn't hear what you said. I think you said tissue paper.
Yeah, so you can just clean everything up.
I'm not looking at Uncle Ben.
Wow.
I would like to see more of that type of stuff in comic book shops, but I get it. It's expensive. Each one of those figures is, $500, $250, maybe even $1,000. So to get that stock in, I mean, you figure if you're buying it from Hot Toys directly or from Sideshow directly, and it's $250. What's it going to cost for a local comic book shop to buy that? They need to make money on it. What are they going to do? Bring 4 of them in and buy them at $200?
Oh, 100%. They can't do that. That's not a realistic option for them.
But what is? How do you get more people in comic book shops? You can't. Again, if digital's coming out, and let's say your pull list now is on Comixology, or your pull list now is on Amazon Prime, and every Wednesday at 12 a.m., maybe get a little beep, and it's right there on your iPad. It's on your tablet.
Like, I don't see why people wouldn't, unless you're a true collector. Which I have a buddy, my friend Iton. That's his thing. Like, he's like, I'm collecting every issue. That's how I want to do it. He's got multiple long boxes. Much respect to him. But for me personally, I just kind of want to know the stories. I'm more invested in the stories. Which, like, I would love to invest and collect everything. I just don't have a place to put the comics, which I think is a factor. Like, if you run out of long box space or just a place to store your long boxes, it gets a little bit more difficult.
I probably have 4 up there.
Yeah, well, you also have a massive basement where we just happen to be recording this.
There ain't no
where
long
if
boxes
you wanted
there.
to, you could save things. And for me, I don't quite have that luxury. But like, I'm running out of space to put my comic books, so it's definitely a factor. Like, you kind of got to know where you want to put things or where they're going to go ultimately before you go out and buy them. So I think there's advantages to digital. But there is something to be said for having the physical copy where you're just like, boom, I got this. This is mine.
Yeah.
It becomes a collector's edition because the first time Batman's dick was inked on screen.
It's going to be worth a lot.
It actually, like, I would love to rip on you more for that, but it probably will. But you made a very prudent move. A very prudent financial move.
I don't know what that word means. But
prudent?
But the other thing, too, is like, and now I'm all sidetracked because you just brought up the fucking Batman dick thing again. It's fucking weird. Like, why are you still hung up on it? Why are you hung up on it?
You just think about Batman's
No,
dick.
you're still hung up on this
Batman dick. If I say
Batman
Batman's
thing.
dick, it distracts you?
No, you're just hung up on it. Literally, you're hung up on his dick.
I'm Batman.
Exactly.
This is my
Go to
dick.
the next article. God damn it.
So we've also got Christian Bale as the backup?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
It's definitely not going to be Ben Affleck.
So what we're seeing is Warner Brothers may bring in Christian Bale back as Batman if talks with Michael Keaton fall through. And so this is something that should be taken with, according to comicbookmovie.com, a massive, and they do mean massive, pinch of salt. It's very possible we see Christian Bale back as the Caped Crusader.
Who would you rather have? I hope you're going to say Michael Keaton.
Oh, yeah, over Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, I get it. I understand why they would jump to Christian Bale.
Because people love Christian Bale. Christian Bale is the most relevant for a lot of people. Do I think Christian Bale is the best Batman? Not at all. I've said that multiple times on the show in the past.
I've agreed with you on that.
Yeah. But I do get why people like him. Like, Christian Bale's a phenomenal actor. He played against arguably the most iconic Joker of all time in Heath Ledger. I just don't know if I 100% buy him as the be-all, end-all Batman. I think he was in the best situation for Batman ever. Like, if we had... no, I'm actually going to take this back. I was going to say we had Val Kilmer in The Dark Knight. It'd be a different story. I do scale back there. Val Kilmer, I think, is a great actor, but I don't know if I'd buy him in The Dark Knight. I don't think the Batman he played would have worked.
No, so what do you think this says about them not going to Ben Affleck, who's obviously the freshest Batman in everyone's mind? He's done the past 2 movies, and he's doing the reshoots, apparently. Like, why skip him? Why skip him and say, you know what, rather than keeping it what we're already doing, let's go to Christian Bale next?
I think Christian Bale sits better in a lot of people's minds. The DC movies have not been successful. So even though, while I think Ben Affleck is the most comic accurate Batman, I can understand why people disagree. And I think a lot of people would go into it saying like, oh, Christian Bale's the best Batman, Christian Bale this, Christian Bale that. Even though he just talks with a raspy voice the entire time. He just wants to be there and let people know that he is the Dark Knight of Gotham.
Talia is hot, though, in those movies.
Why wouldn't she be hot?
Awesome.
No one was arguing that.
Yeah,
no one was arguing that.
Great casting.
But Spider-Man dates a redhead, and redheads are automatically hotter. Anyway, I would argue the fact that Michael Keaton would obviously be the go-to runaway home run choice. But Christian Bale's kind of the safe backup option. My question would be, Christian Bale is a very accomplished actor. I don't know if I could see him taking a backup role just to do it. Just to be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll play Batman again.
Money talks.
And money absolutely talks. I mean, I would do it, but it doesn't mean Christian Bale would. He's already a millionaire. He's already in one of the Dark Knight, if I'm not mistaken, and if you wouldn't mind looking this up, is one of the highest grossing movies of all time. It's got to be in the top 25.
I think it might even be in the top 10.
It might be in the top 10. Top 25 conservative.
I believe that Christian Bale's time as Batman is the most true to his stories, at least, were the most true to what Batman is today. I think so. Yeah.
Because he immediately quit after The Dark Knight.
I meant the vibe. The vibe of the vibe of those.
I can see that. The vibe, yes.
Or closest to.
I had a very serious issue when The Dark Knight Rises came out. It's like, Batman's been gone for 8 years. I'm like, Batman quit for 8 years, and nobody put 2 and 2 together. I haven't seen Batman in a while. You know who else I haven't seen? Bruce motherfucking Wayne. No coincidence, obviously. So, like, whatever.
They kind of almost reference that a little bit too in the DC animated universe when they do. It's Batman vs. Robin.
Oh,
remember when Batwoman shows up? It's like the first time when Batwoman's there and Bruce Wayne's gone for like however long it has been. It's been maybe like a couple weeks, and they're
which is what they tried to do with the Batwoman show, and it just
this one they're like, yo, Gordon's kind of like, hey, if we don't get Batman back here, like people are gonna start rioting, and then Nightwing's like, all right, yeah, I'll do it, and then Damian's like, nah, I want to fucking do it. Nightwing's like, dude, I'm like twice your size.
The Dark Knight Rises.
No, it's The Dark Knight.
No, we were talking about The Dark Knight Rises, weren't we?
No, we were talking about The Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises.
It takes place, I think, 8 years after Dark Knight.
No, you said the highest grossing movie.
Oh, sorry, you're right. 100%.
It's just The Dark Knight.
Several drinks. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, I see it. Right at its peak, it hit number 4.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
But
yeah, that's way higher than I thought.
On the list right now, it's at 46.
I'm sorry, if you wouldn't mind correcting me, what is the number 1 movie of all time?
I think Avengers Endgame.
Avengers Endgame. If I'm not mistaken, who's in Avengers Endgame? Is it the spectacular, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
Who cares?
Everyone.
Nobody cares.
Who loves movies. Clearly, it's the highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah,
it's the highest grossing movie of all time. It
wasn't because of him.
It could have been.
Nobody went and saw his bitch ass flying around.
I did, because he came back in that pool. He was like,
get the fuck out of here.
And he swings in.
That movie's not the number 1 highest because of stupid ass Spider-Man.
That's it. I'll tell you what it's not. It's not Titanic because of Jack.
That's 3rd.
Thanks.
That's it. So it's Avengers Endgame.
And then probably Avatar.
Avatar's 2. And then Kate Winslet's Cities.
Anyway,
don't act like that's not why you saw Titanic. We also saw Titanic for the same reason. Dude, we had the double VHS.
Paints me like one of your French girls.
I mean, it can't be any worse than you singing to my ear the other day at the Far From Home intro.
Every night in my dream.
You gonna move on to the what if segment of the day yet?
I feel you. That is how I go back to What If.
What'd you come up
But first, before we get there, we have a sponsor message.
Why Am I a Nerd podcast network has been brought to you by our sponsor, Me Moms. The best breakfast and lunch down the Jersey Shore with 3 great locations in Wall Township, Middletown, and Brick, New Jersey. Me Moms specializes in unique and fun takes on your traditional lunch and breakfast items. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can find more information at www.memoms.com.
You didn't come up with the what if situation of the day, did you? You forgot.
I 100% came up with
Okay,
the
what
what if
is it?
situation of the day.
What is the what if of
You're
the day?
going with the what if situation of the day first.
No, you came up with this week's. I'm next week, bro.
Oh, fuck, we're switching off week by week?
Oh, my God.
I thought we were both doing
Do you not
this
read your
week.
text messages?
Yes, I have. I read plenty of goddamn text messages. But
Only
my
at
what
6
if...
a.m., then he goes back to bed.
Seriously.
That is
Seriously.
actually very true for everyone who's not familiar, which is
Goddamn.
everyone other than the 4 people in this room. Cameron sent me a message at 6 a.m. I read it, responded to it, fell asleep, resent the same message at like noon the next day with like a ha 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 ha. And everyone else in the group chat was like, "You're an idiot. You already responded to that yesterday."
If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, which you obviously don't, it's the Batman playing the ukulele, and I guess they're in Spain, and then
Yeah,
Spider-Man rides around.
shows up, on a unicycle.
It's funny. I'll
with
give it. It's
bagpipes.
awesome.
It's actually
you gotta
phenomenal.
check it out.
We'll post a link. No, my thing is going to be, what if superheroes who were bitten by random creatures actually gain the features of those creatures? So Spider-Man, for example, my favorite superhero of all time, has the abilities and agility of a spider, but what if he literally was, it happened with Man Spider, where he just gets the grossness of being an actual arachnid all the fucking time? Or if he had to shoot webs out of his butt, because that's fucking gross.
I don't think that would sell at all.
It would not.
So pretty much,
100% would not, and for good reason.
Batman would look like Man-Bat.
Yep.
Essentially, he'd
Yep.
look like Man-Bat.
Which was one of the best parts of Arkham Knight. You didn't get shocked by that? Bullshit. You didn't get scared by that? I'm calling bullshit right now.
You got scared at Resident Evil 7, and you wouldn't even play.
Resident
5
Evil
minutes.
7 is the scariest video game in the history of video games.
I'm throwing you in the VR, and I'm filming you
re-
play that. Don't give me that look. Don't give me that fucking look.
That game's terrifying.
Shut
There's no reason for that
So,
game to
all
be
right,
that
so
scary.
if we went with this, and if everyone that got bit or was, let's hypothetically say, like you said, was their name of their character. So you have Spider-Man looks like a spider.
Yeah.
Batman looks like a bat.
Yeah.
You got the Flash that would look like a lightning bolt.
Yeah, but that's not that different from normal anyway.
I mean, so this is really only affecting Spider-Man and
This is
and Batman.
affecting
about
a certain group here. Ant-Man would probably be terrifying.
or Blue Beetle.
Yeah, Blue Beetle would be kind of creepy.
He would look
Have
weird.
you ever seen one of those big-ass beetles, like a cicada? Fuck those.
The Wasp.
The white Anglo-Saxon partisan?
What?
What?
I mean,
The Wasp. There's a lot of
You know what it would
superheroes
look like?
that would be absolutely terrifying.
it would kind of look like, remember that book when we were kids? It was called Animorphs.
I fucking loved Animorphs by K.A. Applegate.
Yep.
That was my shit.
But
That was my
the
absolute
front covers,
shit.
they always had a
Oh yeah,
morphing.
and you could, but also if you
Instead-
flip through the books at the bottom,
Yeah, they would
morph,
change.
yeah, into like different things.
I mean,
Yeah, that was
essentially,
cool
they
as
could
hell.
have they could have went that route.
Oh, they 100% could have.
Since Peter Parker just walks around looking normal, and then he just turns into a spider.
Yeah.
And Batman looks like a Man-Bat,
dude.
obviously. But
Yeah.
but they kind of already did that with Man-Bat, so I guess it's kind of weird. I mean, Blue Beetle would look
And
strange.
Spider-Man did that with Man-Spider, which actually draws us to the conclusion: why are they so lazy with names?
Dude, I thought the same thing. Blue
Like they're
Beetle,
so lazy. Blue Beetle, Man-Spider.
Captain Atom, or Mr. Atom, just Atom.
Well, there's the Atom and there's Captain Atom. There's two different guys.
It's like, what the
They're
fuck?
both got- they're
the
both
Wasp.
atomic.
But who comes up with the costume? Yo, we're going to make you look like an ant.
I would like to give a shout out to whoever came up with Black Cat's costume.
God, you and this fucking black
Her titties
cat
are all kinds of
porno
out.
thing. So you're the one that needs the toilet tissues at night.
Well, if I'm reading a Black Cat comic book.
So our featured comic of the day is actually by DC
It is
in the
back.
Black Label,
It's
which
about
you can
time,
check right
yeah.
here, which is the new. It actually came out last year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 2019. This is pretty much Joker, the Killer Smile,
Yeah.
and it's fucking awesome. That's all I got. It's
no,
fucking
it actually
awesome.
is really good. Did you notice? Actually, it's in the first issue. There's a Rorschach test that doubles up within the book.
What do you mean?
So in
From
the
the Watchmen?
background of Dr. Ben's house, there's a massive picture, and it's a Rorschach test. And
Is it
shows up-
really?
yeah, and it shows up other way in the book because it messed me up because like that's a Rorschach test. Like I noticed it when I was reading it, and then later on the same issue, the first book, it appears again. So it's stuff like that I really appreciate when the artist and the writer really kind of come together to say like, here's something that we can have that's like, is going to be congruent through the whole thing. It'll really show this main character's kind of journey into madness. It's just kind of like a little, almost like an anchor on something you can come back to. I hit it again, but I did not drop it yet. You're going to owe me a comic book by the end of this.
Whatever. But yeah, I mean, I thought that this book was really well done. Just to give a brief summary of it, pretty much everyone knows the Joker doesn't have the most promising history with psychotherapists. In fact, no one has even been able to diagnose him. But that doesn't matter to Dr. Ben Arnold. He's determined to be the one to unravel this unknown mind, and there's no way the Joker could ever get through the therapeutic... Oh, my thing just went whacked out. Therapeutic walls Ben has built around himself, right? Yeah. There's no way the Joker's been entering his house at night, right? There's no way the Joker has stood over his son's bed and put a book in his hands, the one with the, because we're not going to tell you what it is, the Eisner Award-nominated creative team of writer Jeff Lemire and artist Andrea Sorrentino from The Green Arrow and Gideon Falls reunite for the psychological horror story that delivers into the bottomless insanity of the Joker, which collects Joker, Killer Smile, 1 through 3. This is why you have to read these things. I have troubles reading. That's why I read comic books.
I believe in you, and I'm just like, I just really want to see you do it.
Yeah, that was so inspirational.
That's where I'm at.
But no, I thought this, I mean, the ending of this book, I know what the best part of this book was? After issue number 2 is when they kind of throw the curveball.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about it. I want to kind of, this is a newer book, so I don't want to really.
It's so well done.
Yeah. And it definitely,
so well done.
You could tell this is something that they wouldn't have been able to do on their regular label.
No.
There's no way.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, it's just like, it's just very, just overall, it's engrossing. You really see how the Joker doesn't have an actual superpower, but you can kind of see it in The Dark Knight when you watch that movie, that he has a certain influence where he can really kind of just...
He's like a therapist in his own.
In a way, yeah, where he really can just take somebody down to his level, and he enjoys it on a very deep level. Like, that's what he's trying to do to Batman. That's why he sees him as almost an equal, where it's like, oh man, it's I'm the unstoppable force, Batman's the immovable object, but like, oh, I've just got to see if I can get in there and just swing him just a little bit. Like, that's Joker's entire goal. He doesn't want to kill Batman. He doesn't see Batman die. He just wants to see, like, can I change his drive? Can I change what makes him, the Dark Knight? And that's what I think is pretty cool.
And the thing about this is interesting is they actually just released last week, they had Batman, the Joker, the Smile Killer, which is actually the prequel to this, or the sequel to this, the sequel to this. So I actually read Batman, the Smile Killer first, and I was like, why doesn't this make sense to me? And I was like, oh shit. And I look back, I was like, oh, this is the sequel to Joker Killer Smile, because they introduce you, when they talk about Ben Arnold, they don't really go into any backstory with him at all in the Batman.
Which is
Smile Killer,
annoying.
But this one they do pretty well. I mean, granted, you go and you don't know, like, so if you go and read this book, you don't need to know who Dr. Ben Arnold is because he's not in anything else. Like, this is his.
No, he's not, which you're like, you feel bad for the guy, in all honesty.
Yeah,
I mean, really do.
And even at the end, they definitely do a really good job tying it all up. And this is not, if you're expecting to read this and see Batman in it, you're mistaken. He shows up.
He doesn't.
Maybe at the end.
Like,
that's
very,
it.
very briefly, I think in issue 2, to be honest with you. I think it's towards the end of issue 2.
Well,
one thing I will say, because we are running out of time and we need to hit our shenanigans engine of the week.
Fair enough.
This time, I'm going to go with the Blue Devil. The Blue Devil, lesser-known comic book character from DC, has a mystical flame that can steal anything, which is, like I need to tell nobody, bullshit Fuck that guy. That's a stupid power. I'm not gonna say it's a stupid power because, like, obviously I'd love to steal anything, but like, really, you can steal anything. You have a mystic flame that can steal anything. Like, what is the point? What is the point of you being a character? You can have anything you want.
I mean, that's interesting shenanigans, and it's not as exciting as your past.
No, it's
Five.
not. We're gonna have better ones coming up, but that's something that I came across. I'm like, this needs to be shared. People need to know that it's bullshit. The next is probably gonna be Batman related. Don't worry about it.
No, you already did it. You had to go to Spider-Man.
I can.
You got to go to Spider-Man. You got to go to Spider-Man.
I will next week, actually. I do have a Spider-Man related shenanigans.
I mean, I can go over the list of 15 what the fuck things again if you want. I'm sure you can pull them up. So our moral of the story is read this book. Go get it.
Actually,
check it
it's
out.
Very good. Highly recommend it.
Again, we're going to keep this one spoiler free
yeah.
on it. You know, we didn't want to go too much into detail on it.
No, but it's honestly just a good read. It's a quick read.
It's
we
new.
highly recommend it. Take a look.
Came out last year.
Do your thing.
But we're going to actually be back in a few on a post show where Matt and I are going to go over some comic book characters that are just the same damn character from the DC and the Marvel universe, as well as we're going to bring Sean in because I believe, did you read it? He did. And Sean and I are going to give you our review on the new Walking Dead book, Negan Lives. So we're going
to talk about Sean's phenomenal shirt that I feel like needs to be talked about right now, which we'll see when it's on the show. Stay tuned.
One last time, this is Why Am I Nerd presents Yo What Up Comics, where you can follow us on Instagram at Why Am I Nerd Official, Facebook.com/Why Am I Nerd, and listen to new issues every Tuesday on your favorite podcast service, and catch new issues every Sunday night at 6 p.m. on YouTube.com. So there's a bunch of weird letters because we are still not verified.
Because for the love of God, like us, follow us, subscribe to us. Let us get to that next level where we can deliver you the content that you so desperately want. We know you're fiending for it. You want it. You're sitting there in your house and you're like, damn, I just wish I had more of that Yo What Up comics. If you like and subscribe, we'll give you everything you can handle.
I can't handle much. And you can also check out our post shows on Instagram, on Instagram TV. So once again, I'm Cameron James.
And I'm Matt Ferreira, the golden voice of podcasts.
Until next time, we're out.